note what it is about the labyrinth of relating, about finding deep love for ourselves, and from there, consequently to others. And we have pulled together a temple trilogy. So these are 3 temples, and I'm gonna go deeper into these temples. As Ariana so beautifully guided us now to connect with this deep presence with ourselves and seeing what wants to arise from there. For some, it's peace. For others, it's sadness. Whatever it is that comes up when we're connecting to this erotic energy, our life force energy that is within us, is totally welcome. And in this first temple, it's all about connecting to this erotic energy, this sexual energy, life force energy within us, and take off any layers of shame, of domestication, of conditioning, to really tap into this innocent and connection. And innocent as in really embracing your very desires and not judging yourself for those desires, not judging yourself for the life that wants to flow through you once you're tapped into the erotic. In this first temple, we're gonna go into practices that are more related to the receptive side within us, also known as the feminine side. I just want to highlight here that this has nothing to do with being man or woman bodied, but with the polarities that we have within ourselves. So we're gonna go into slowing down, connecting to our sensuality, connecting to our body so we can anchor in safety for whatever what comes up and wants to arise from that space. We're gonna go into a self-pleasure ritual. I just want to highlight that this is not a masturbation ritual. Self-pleasure ritual means how can I touch myself so I have utmost pleasure. This can be a gentle stroke of your face, of your cheek, touching sensually of your lips, playing with it. Or it can be more like touching your breasts as a woman, or even touching your genitals. To whatever degree you want to take it, this is welcome. There is nothing that has to happen within this journey. Everything is to your own discernment how far you want to take it, as you are the ultimate creator of this journey. And this journey is all about you finding your empowerment for yourself and owning your creation of your life, of your relationships, because this is where the shift comes in. When we're shifting our mindset from life happens to me, which gives away my power, right? If I'm waiting here for the right woman, for the right man, for the right partner to appear, I may stay waiting forever, because life is not happening to us. Life is happening through us. And when we shift this perspective, we take ultimate creationship of our relationships.
Fuck yes. Yes.
Relationship of relationships.
We're gonna make a poem out of it.
Yeah. So we're reclaiming desires, we're reclaiming fantasies, we're reclaiming dreams, and opening up to this creativity that lies in this connection to the erotic. We call it the erotic innocence. So this is happening in the first temple out of 3 temples. You want to add something to that?
It was really beautiful how you said it. Yeah.
So here we go into the second temple. which is gonna be the Temple of Fire. So we're moving from one side of the polarity to the other side of the polarity, which is also known as the more active pole, or also as the masculine pole, where it's all about being in control, about knowing what you want and what you don't want. So we're gonna dive into the play with domination and submission, and really taking on responsibility of somebody else, really stepping into control in that embodiment. So you really know how to go for what you want, like really, like not only knowing what you want, but also going for what you want, like really stepping into that more raw energy of the erotic. First was more like sensual. Here we're gonna go more into the primal, more into the raw, but also very much more into the controlled, into the directed way of of using our sexual energy in the polarity plane. So this is gonna be the second journey of these three journeys, and both sides are equally important when it comes to us really stepping into creationship of our relationship. I keep on quoting that now, because there's no one side without the other, right? So if we want to have the relationships that we are longing for, we need to learn to master both of the sides of this coin. So this is an invitation for you to dive deeper. I want to say, when it comes to domination and submission, that many people are a little bit like shrugging away and like, oh my God, but I'm not into pain. You don't have to be into pain in order to step into power play. Again, to what degree you want to take this is up to you and to your own discernment. If you want to be spanked by a feather, this is totally fine and very welcome as well. If you just want to have your energetic body touched in the domination and submission way, this is also very fine. This does not contribute to domination and submission, as this is so much bigger, about taking on control, taking on power, and really learning how to create a scene consequently in that fire, in that energy, which can have so many facets. Believe me, I have seen everything in the last 5 years, and it's so unique as everybody is of you. So once we're opening up to this erotic innocence, to this connection to our erotic energy, and we have access, then we also have access to this creativity. And this brings so many facets of domination and submission out in everybody.
Yeah, so just to me, this is also a deeply spiritual practice, because a lot of us spiritual people, we love to think about light and love, but life is also pain and conflict and struggle. And without acknowledging this, I mean, just looking at the animal kingdom, for example, we're always going to be in conflict with life. So there are so many reframes where we can start to see domination as a gift, or we can start to see struggle or pain as an invitation to go into our surrender. So a lot of our deeper woundings are about the thoughts and the struggle we have around what happens to us. And where can we shift this into, where can I step into my healthy leadership to create what I do want? What am I going to make this mean? And where am I not in control? Where can I admit that and surrender to what life is giving me? So for me, this is also a deeper spiritual practice.
Thank you, Brian. Wonderful. And then last but not least, we are gonna dive into the path of non-duality. This means dualism is the feminine and the masculine, the light and the dark. the sun and the moon. This is dualistic, the right and the wrong. Non-dualism means that we're moving beyond that. So we have embodied all of that before, which is part of the human spectrum, and we're gonna go to embody even more, as in learning how we can use our sexual energy to make it bigger than ourselves, even going deeper into spiritual practices, into sacred sexuality. There is not going to be any actual fluid exchange involved in this journey. We're not proposing that at any moment in time. If you want to, and it's consent on both sides, then this can happen. But when we're talking here about sacred sexuality or ritualistic space or sexual healing, it's more about really tapping into cultivating this ability to be so utmost present with each other that everything in that space becomes an orgasmic current. Every gaze, every breath, every touch. And in this temple, we're also teaching how to actually give a yoni massage, which is the female genital, and a lingam massage, which is the masculine genital, but not so much from a place of pleasure. In the contrary, more of a place of supporting each other to open up to more presence, to more flow of our sexual energy, to more, for man body, more ability to be in touch with your pleasure, and also for a female body to really release anything that is stuck in your womb, which can be frustration, unprocessed anger, all sorts of emotions that get stuck in our yoni, as it says in Sanskrit, in our vulva, that we're supporting each other to release. So this is why the healing aspect. Also for men, we're gonna guide a prostate massage, which equals the internal yoni massage, where you really invited to release also any of stuck emotions that are there. So coming more from a de-armoring background, more from a release background, so we can support each other in holding space for healing, in opening up to more flow of our sexual energy. Of course, this can be very pleasurable. I'm not saying that this can be not, but the intention is not to give a hand job or have a fingering with a clitoral orgasm. There is no intention, and this is part of like one of the main tantric principles to move in brahmachari, it's called in tantra, which is the non-orgasm driven way of being with each other, which opens so much possibility for really connecting to our pleasure and to this orgasmic current that is available to us in every moment, beyond the idea of orgasm in our minds. I know this might sound a little bit, if you've never heard about this, a little bit far away as a concept, but we're gonna guide you, and we're gonna make sure that you understand what we really mean. You have an embodied experience. This is more of an experiential invitation than of a theoretical invitation. So you can know it from your own body when you're in this experience. And the most amazing thing about this temple is that we're actually bringing it home to where it belongs, into a church.
Yes. And you know, for some of you, healing is going to look like really going into this experience and touching each other, holding space for each other. And for some of you, it's going to be directing someone to, I feel pain in my heart, hold my heart, please. My yoni or my lingam is not ready for touch. Can you stay there? Can you pause? Can you be with me? So this is where we're going to encounter all those steps along the way where in the past maybe you went too far, maybe you crossed your boundaries, maybe you were numb. So know that in this space there is no goal. Even when we say lingam or yoni ritual, it could be that your healing space is to not go into that. Also, if you feel that it's not right for you to touch someone, it's going to be your healing and your gift to the space to voice that. And by voicing that, you're not only empowering yourself, you're empowering everybody in the space. So we fully are going to support you in that.
Exactly. So let's have a deeper look. So we have all of these yumminess, the temple of erotic innocence, the temple of fire, the temple of non-duality, which is shared, moving from the feminine to the masculine into the non-duality. And let's have a deeper look how this looks in theory, because it's not only about the temple, it's also about what is moving in between the temples. And this is one of the main reasons why Ariana and I have created this as a journey, because we see that a lot of depth, a lot of the insights get lost when we're just rushing from one temple into another temple without really seeing and tuning like what has this shifted in me. So all of this journey is embedded in an online journey as well. So we're going to have on February 14th our kickoff call, where we're going to set the intention, where we're going to create agreements so we can all play safely in this space. We're both trauma-informed facilitators. So this is part of really making this a safer space for yourself to explore openly and freely. So this is going to happen online. Then we're going to dive into the erotic innocence on February 17th, which is going to happen in a private spa with sauna and hot tub in Sandam. Then we're having another integration call online, a group call about an hour-ish on March 7th. And then we're already going to go into the church. And now we have been like not shifting the journey, but the church comes next. So the non-duality part is the next, because this was the only date where the church was available. So we took it, we said yes to it. So we're going to go into the non-duality part March 23rd. And then we're going to have another call, March 28th. And then we have the Domination and Submission Temple, which is already April 7 in Sandam. And then we're going to have the closing call. The first call and the last call are mandatory, as in participation. The other two calls, of course, we highly recommend you to come. If this is not aligning time-wise for you, we're not going to kick you out.
And we will send you a recording.
We're going to send you a recording. These calls are mainly for you to really go deeper, share, and have a lasting transformation of the way how you're relating and whom you're attracting, and really level up your lover skills through this self reflection and insights that you're gaining in these calls. When it comes to the temples, the dates are fixed, the locations are booked. So if you happen to not be able to come to one, then there is nothing that we can do about it. If you happen to be sick, this has been a question also, what is happening, what we can invite you to bring you into the space via Zoom, and to have you being part via the Zoom call, because this is like a fixed group of people. So far, we already have 8 amazing people in the group who are in for this journey. So there's not going to be any new people coming to the individual temples. This is going to be us in a closed group where we're going to meet each other throughout this journey. It's a group experience.